Welcome to the Tiny House Ideas podcast.
In fact, in the, I'm not sure if you've seen it, the new Minimalist documentary the other day, I think I saw something about it on your Instagram. Yeah, the less is now. They mentioned sort of a quote that sort of stuck with me as well, is that a lot of people are climbing the ladder without realizing they're on the completely wrong wall. And I think that is sort of really interesting that sort of people are, I mean, it's very true that people are sort of pursuing all these career goals, but sort of they're so focused on it, they don't realize that there's everything else out there, which is amazing that you've sort of been able to find that meaning.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's interesting that you mentioned the minimalists because, one process of mine was the change of the career path and doing something which had meaning. So this was one side of the picture. The other side was somehow the so-called minimalism, which is quite a big word right now and pretty trendy, but still,
yes,
it was this phase of having less, connecting again to more important things and meaningful things, and somehow being more happy like this. And I watched this first documentary from the Minimalists. I think it's called The Minimalists, actually, on Netflix.
Yeah.
Not the new one, but the first one. And there was this guy, I don't remember, inside the documentary, who was saying that, he's working a lot and basically he has a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. And most of the days are ending up in bad mood, because he had pretty bad situations in the office. And he was saying that, he was usually after work spending money, just to feel a bit better. But, the feeling of feeling better is lasting only 2 hours. And then you go back in your bad mood and in the bad situation you are. And I was exactly like this. It was exactly me. I was going out of the office. I was taking the metro. I was going out of the metro. On my way between the metro and my home was lots of shops. And I was buying, some clothes and so on that actually at the end of the day, I was never wearing, but for the time that I'm in the shop and the few hours after, I kind of feel pretty good and so on. So, but at some point, there is no point of gaining so much money if it's just to spend it in the wrong things that you don't need, just because you're frustrated with the work. So it's like a vicious circle. You kind of need, you need more and more money to spend it in things that makes you forget about your bad days and your bad situation, which at the end of the day doesn't make sense. So this minimalist path it's a difficult one. I started it more or less about 2 years ago. I'm still in the middle of it. It's taking time, and it's difficult. The most difficult is somehow to give up on things that everybody is telling you is good to have and it's normal to have, and this is success and this is being rich in life and so on. So this is very hard. Even when I stopped my career to go into Kab'inn, I had really to have this support from my friends to tell me that I was doing the right things, because to decide to stop a career that you are actually building for several years, to quit the job that many people are dreaming about, to stop having a very good salary, which you were having, and suddenly to go in something completely unknown without revenues, with a lot of pressure, risks, and so on. It's really a very tough process, and it takes time. And not everybody, I believe, should do it. We should not convince people to drop everything suddenly and just try something, because it's a pretty hard process. But the same with the minimalism. People don't have to become deep minimalist. I'm not saying to people to just live with a backpack, and have nothing more in life. I love comfort. I still have some things that I love to buy. For example, I have like maybe 50 or 60 pairs of socks, which are quite funny. So each of us should keep some personality. It's not about all following some advice and suddenly having nothing and just being happy with that. You have your own things. The point is, if you don't become a minimalist, at least do not become a maximalist in the way that do not buy things for the wrong reason. Do not buy things because you are frustrated with something and so on. So if you believe that these things makes you feel really good, really better because you do it consciously, and you believe it will bring something to your life, do it. It's not about stop buying things and so on. It's really about buying things with full conscious and knowing why you do it. So minimalism, yes, it can be interpreted in a lot of ways. I don't like to take the extremes because it's most of the time more difficult for people to picture it. A bit the same with tiny housing. My point through Kab'inn is not only to address people who are ready to suddenly live in a tiny space and live off grid and outside of the city and so on. First of all, I'm targeting people just again to escape for a weekend. just to have this in your life, just to one day a week to do nothing, to leave your phone aside, to spend some time with your family, to be in the nature. Already this is a big win for me, and it can definitely be enough in your life to be way happier. So again, no need to go to the extreme in these directions.
Thanks for watching this little teaser for the Tiny House Ideas podcast. If you'd like to listen to the full episode, it's available on all major streaming platforms. So that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all of the others. Alternatively, if you'd rather watch it sort of in a video format like this video has been, then that's available on Patreon. Just search for Tiny House Ideas. So thanks again for watching. Please do check out the full episode, and thanks again.